Well, still Golden out there celebrating their first ever men's lacrosse championship. The Golden Demons, the 2019 Class 4A champs. Final reactions and thoughts with general manager from the Denver Outlaws, Jon Cohen. Let's start with the reason why the Golden Demons have won themselves a championship.
Resiliency's, an easy way to start, but I would probably say the first thing that came to my mind is they got what they needed, when they needed it. Whether it was a save by Desjardins, a goal by his brother Desjardins, with a minute left, Cheyenne Mountain has the ball, a turnover, when you need it. Every single break, a face-off, that they weren't kind of getting, they get to start overtime. So they got everything when they needed it, they got it. And that, I think, is the number one thing of kind of the difference is they executed with everything kind of had to go right. And again, it did for them. And huge credit, to Joe Brock, not only to get him into overtime, but, for a step down from about 12 yards out to stick the game winner. That's something you'll never forget. Like we said, somebody's going to have that goal. And that's something you tell your kids and your grandkids about in the state championship game.
Cool part of doing this is you get to tell stories about individuals. Joe Brock, how about you? Have yourself a day. 65 seconds left. You force the overtime. Then you get the game winner 1 minute into the overtime session. Besides Joe Brock, young men who impressed you and compel you to speak about them right now?
One I kind of want to bring up is Hibble for Cheyenne Mountain. I know he's kind of on the losing side, and I thought he had a great game, so I feel for him, just because that last one, I know he got a piece of it. I thought he had a great game. There was great, play by Cheyenne Mountain all over the field. Besides him, though, I think Desjardins, to both of them, the attackmen when they needed it, to get within 3, to get within 2, to get within 1, he was scoring or assisting on it. So I thought there was great play all over the field. And like I said, with Cheyenne Mountain, Dino Johnson had a phenomenal, performance from the X and Hibble and some other guys. But, yeah, like you said, Joe Brock had a day.
That is true, and so did the young man you can see down there at the center of the field. That is the attackman, the sophomore, Ben Kirshner, having an interview with Dennis Ployce from Jeffco Preps. You think of some of the other guys who stood out. You mentioned Brady Desjardins for Golden. He had 3 goals in this game. Joe Brock had 3, including the game winner on the day. Our boy Dylan Maddox, the long stick for Golden, just absolutely impressive. And then you flip it over to Cheyenne Mountain. James Lacerte, just shows why he's going to be a Big East D1 stud, right?
Yep.
For University of Denver. He certainly was outstanding. And Dino Johnson, who you had mentioned, he came in at 75% in the postseason from the faceoff X. He was at about 90% here in this particular game.
Yep. And that's the thing is, those guys had great job all day, between Hibble and Dino Johnson. But just in overtime, the last couple minutes, it just looked like for a team that was the underdog, they sure didn't look like an underdog. I've seen a lot of 7 seeds in any sport, and they sure just didn't look like a 7 seed, and that resiliency goes a long way. I was blown away with what I saw with Golden in the second half. They did a phenomenal job.